Witcher 3. So Witcher 3 is CD Projekt Red's baby, I guess you could say. It's the sequel to The Witcher 2 and has been long awaited and extremely hyped up by fans of the series for quite some time now. So I decided I was going to go out, get my hands on a copy of the game, and see what it was all about. I had never played Witcher 1 or 2 prior to playing The Witcher 3, so I had to do a little bit of back reading to get caught up on the lore. But long story short, the game delivers. It is extremely fun, and I'm going to cover a little bit of why I thought it was fun and what maybe could have gone a little bit better throughout the game during this review. So obviously in The Witcher 3, you're going to play as the hero of Witchers 1 and 2, Geralt of Rivia, a witcher from Kaer Morhen. In this game, his apprentice Ciri seems to have gotten herself in a little bit of trouble with a group called the Wild Hunt. And you'll pick up from there to follow that story and a bunch of side stories which we'll get into. The game's difficulty settings are important. The harder you set this game, it is going to be obviously a lot more difficult. Combat in the game is important. It's extremely important that you know what you're doing. It's not like, for example, Assassin's Creed or Shadow of Mordor. You can't jump into a group of 15 guys and expect to cut them all down and come out just fine, especially in the higher difficulty levels. There's a counter system, a block system, and a dodge system in the game that if you have it set to the higher levels, you're going to need to utilize that quite well, actually. I noticed I was getting frustrated in the game. I had it set to a higher difficulty, thinking I was going to be able to just run through it, and you most definitely can't. You have to learn how to time your dodges, time your rolls, how to utilize your signs that Geralt has in the game. For example, the fire sign, which you guys are seeing right now, his telekinetic blast, his shield, all of it. All of it has a time and a place, and you need to learn how to use it in order to effectively use the combat. The monsters in the game are fierce, even from the lowest level drowners up to the highest level griffins. They're fierce and makes the game extremely fun and extremely competitive and gives you a challenge if that's what you're looking for. But if it's story you're looking for, along with the challenge, or just story itself, this game delivers. And my god, does it ever deliver. The story in this game is some of the best I have seen in a video game ever. From the side quests being so fully fleshed out that they have more detail than most regular video games, to the main storyline itself, it's incredible. You'll utilize Geralt's abilities, such as his Witcher sense, throughout the game to help you progress through these stories and these contracts. These Witcher contracts that you'll pick up in certain towns are basically just people, everyday citizens in the town that you're in, posting a contract for a monster or monsters, or to help you find a lost family member or something, to get a reward for it. And it's extremely detailed. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a purpose and a place in this game. Nothing feels just thrown together. From contracts to side quests to main storyline, I never felt like there was any just fluff thrown into the game just to be thrown into the game. It all felt like it served a purpose. The map is gigantic. It's huge. I'm sure there's bigger games out there. Keep in mind, I just recently got a PC, so I haven't played a whole lot of PC games, so I'm sure there's something bigger, but for a guy who's only played Nintendo, Sony, and Xbox, this game was extremely large to me. The map is gigantic. The map is detailed. There's a lot to do in the map, and there's a lot of random events that happen throughout the game. You have the ability to fast travel between signpost to signpost, but you kind of don't want to because you don't want to miss anything. Geralt obviously has a lot of armor and weapons and runestones available to his disposal, a crafting system is in place and an alchemy system is in place, so you can craft your own potions, weapons, armor, and it works quite well, actually. Simply gather the ingredients that are required to create a piece of armor or a weapon or a potion, and you're good to go. The characters in the game, like I said, they all have stories, and their stories are all kept in the glossary. The monsters in the game are extremely detailed too. Even the monsters have stories. That's what blew me away about this game, is these monsters weren't just there to be these vicious creatures that come at you. They have a story. They have a tale behind them, and it's all available in the bestiary. And the bestiary also tells you their strengths and weaknesses. The way Geralt heals in this game is not just potions and food, but a meditation system as well. The meditation system takes time, but it will heal Geralt completely, and it also uses alcohol in your inventory to replenish your alchemy items, such as potions, bombs, whatever you build. The quests, like I said before, there's a million of them. There's so much to do in this game. It's impossible to get bored with the game because you're constantly doing something. You're constantly finding a new side quest, a new contract, a new person to talk to. It's incredible. I never felt like I was bored in the game. I never felt like I was running out of things to do. The Witcher 3 is One of the best games I've ever played. I'm so glad that I, for once, bought into the hype, fell for it, and made an impulse purchase. It's one of the best purchases I've ever made. And if you're watching this now and you're deciding on whether or not to get the game, I strongly recommend you get the game. If you're a fan of video games at all, you'll love this game. If you're a fan of a good story at all, you'll love this game. And to have a difficulty setting just right for you. If you want to enjoy just the story, set it to easy. If you want the story and a challenge, set it to the higher ones. The game is not going to disappoint on any level, I promise you that. My name is Joshua Rivers. This has been another Harpy's Hollow review, my very first Harpy's Hollow review, and there's going to be more to come, guys, I promise. In the meantime, get yourself a copy of The Witcher 3 and enjoy.
Maybe this'll help.
Thank you. Here, for you. For your